I want to tell you guys something. I can't believe it. When we're talking about all the ladies who went off to space on the Blue Origin flight yesterday, we neglected to mention the most famous one of them all, having that accomplishment, arriving in space. Like I can't believe we forgot to mention her. Take a look at one of the videos that was sent in from space exclusively to the Grace Report channel.
It's time to sub-orbit. See you in space. Wow, the moon. I don't need to tell you girls, but we can see the moon. We're in space. We did it. Wow, we made it to the moon. I can't believe it. The moon. I can see the Earth from here.
We did it, girls. We're in space. That has the same energy as we did it, Joe. Oh God. One thing about Farrah is she is in her own little world, and I just love that for her. That video was so funny to me. I just had to include it last minute in today's story. So she posted that on her Instagram page with a caption that reads, and I quote, "Wow, this may have been longer than the real suborbit ride." So she's making fun of them for making this huge production out of only going to space for 10, 11 minutes, right? Without the roller coaster landing, but congratulations to a new normal of having fun in suborbit rides to look at space. Marketing and using quote unquote space for it has been the wildest thing in our economy and during our lifetime. Shout out to AI for saving me millions of dollars and making me look like I went up in a NASA. Did it really look like she went up in a NASA rocket? No. Touch the moon and look back at Earth. I feel like a trillionaire superstar and futuristic. Listen, I know that Farrah is a controversial figure, as she should be, but I just like this carefree energy that she is putting out there. Like, she is just so damn funny to me sometimes. So shout out to you, Farrah. Congratulations to you on your space expedition. Wow, that is absolutely incredible that you were able to go over there. And you know, when I was looking at her and hearing her kookiness, she reminded me so much of her mom, Deb's OG. She truly is like a carbon copy of Deb's. And it's just so crazy with the way that she despises her and doesn't get along with her, right? Hey, Sheena. Sheena says, someone made a joke in a post I seen saying, this looks like a ride from Disney's Universal. And I can't unsee that now. Exactly. I'm happy that we're talking more and more about space, but you know, the 10-minute ride into space, Farrah's AI, oh my God. I thought that at this point, especially with, people, having been on the moon, in 1969, shout out to Even Stevens. Speaking of 90s shows that we loved, that was another one I was obsessed with. We went to the moon in 1969, not 1970, but the year soon. Yep, that one. You would think that having gone to the moon almost, 80 years ago or something like that, we would be a little bit more far advanced at this point, but I digress. Lynn, she did not go anywhere. She was shooting that from her living room. Speaking of her living room, did we ever figure out what was really going on with her living situation? And I don't know her, Erica. Who's that? Because the last time we were talking, wasn't she living in some kind of studio apartment with her daughter, or a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that? I'm really curious about what's been going on with her. Hold My Foot Joe says, I feel like if anyone is a space cadet, it's definitely Farrah. She's spacey in the brain, and that's about it with her. Denise says, that was funny, Farrah. She has her funny moments. I agree. I hope that she's in a better place now. It really feels like she has found her stride, at least, more than before. And so I hope that she stays in this kind of mental space, because she truly has been through a lot. Love her or hate her, I think we can all admit that she's been traumatized. Some very weird, creepy, sick things probably happened in her family that led to her being the person that she is. And so, whenever she can find moments of levity or happiness or whatever, I'm happy to see it. Ramster says Katy Perry was more obsessed with cameras than she was actually looking. Oh, her and that damn Daisy girl. We get it. Your daughter's named Daisy and you're holding a daisy. Bunny says it did look like a mission to Mars ride. At least as it was a waste of money. Damn, those space girls are just getting chewed up left, right, and center. Lucky says, that's how I remember the moon landing too. Even Stevens coming through. Exactly. That never left me either. Sheena says, not the Farrah version, but the actual real videos that were released. I'm very convinced. Oh, really? You know what? That's interesting. I think it was real just because of, everybody was there, all the cameras, all the people and whatnot. And to be honest, all this time, because they didn't specify how long, or at least I never saw any specification of how long they would be up there. I thought those girls were going to be up there for at least a day or two. And that's why Gail was looking so stressed. To be so stressed like that for a 10-minute ride is just so funny to me. Anyway, God bless those girls and their little space trip. Now, let's talk about this Meagan Good story. This is another story I'm not all that happy to be talking about, but alas, it's on the docket, so we got to discuss it. As you guys know, Meagan Good, for some godforsaken reason, decided to go ahead and marry Jonathan Majors, who she had been supporting through his domestic violence trial, and they announced the news of them getting married immediately after audio leaked of him admitting to having strangled his ex, Grace Jabari. Right? Very clear as day that this man is just using Meagan for publicity. First of all, we know Jonathan Majors is not like Black women, but he had to find the nearest one to use as a human shield when he started getting clocked for repeatedly, allegedly abusing his preference. Crazy stuff, truly. So anyway, now his PR piece, Meagan, is talking about how great it is to be married to him and how he definitely doesn't beat her. So she says that married life with Jonathan is amazing. Their relationship feels different after taking it to the next level. She says, and I quote, "It's immense what it already is when two people come together. They make the same choice and the same commitment, and marriage is the other person making the same decision as you. Oh, you don't say." And there's something really beautiful about it. I already felt like I had my person. I know it's me and him against the world, whatever it may be. Anytime you have to say it's me and him against the world, just know that your man ain't shit. Okay? If you have to feel like the world is against you guys and you have to fight for this man, that is not your man. Yeah, a man should be bringing you peace, calming the waters and whatnot. But if you're the one that has to bring peace, you're the one that has to calm the waters and everything, it's not the right relationship. Stop it. Grace, the Marriage Bootcamp Family Edition. Yeah, exactly. I saw it. And that's what I was thinking about when I was talking about all of her trauma. She shared it privately with her therapist, and she said it was like the most horrific thing she'd ever heard. And as soon as she said that, I said, we need to investigate her father. Ramster says, who called it a joy? Damn, those girls are not catching a damn break. So now you guys' comments for the Meagan Good story are rolling in. Larissa says it's a strange match. I agree. Listen, this is all about PR. On Jonathan's side, I don't see what kind of great PR Meagan stands to gain from this. I think she is actually, kind of slow enough to think that this is a genuine relationship, but he's not authentic in the slightest bit. Milen says Meagan Good is a pick-me girl, and I am so sad about it. Look at that face card. Look at that body. Like, this girl is perfection from A to Z, and to settle for not only this, but the fact that you're settling for is also a wife beater. That's crazy, Meagan, and you're supporting that. Aren't you on like this Amazon Prime show about like womanhood and friendships and stuff and like girls, but you're supporting a man who beats girls? Crazy. That's crazy. Good morning, Esther from Texas. I'm not going to be back in the US for a long time, another several years. But when I go back to the US, and I've already visited the majority of it, Texas is on my list, specifically Houston. Are you from Houston? Do you guys have a statue of Beyonce that I could worship in Texas? I want to go to Texas. I want a Texas barbecue. I want to get a nice hat. I once saw a guy here next to the Louvre wearing a 10-gallon hat. And I said, never change, sir. That is it's not something you see every day. In my 5 years of living here, I've never seen that. And I was like, damn, that was cool. Ashley says, sigh, come on, Meagan. Tadisha says, I really don't understand Meagan Good going her entire career without any scandals, only to attach herself to Jonathan Majors during a scandal and then to marry him. Exactly. I don't get it either. And I'm so saddened. I have always loved Meagan Good. The first time I ever saw her was during Stomp the Yard. And like from that moment to this moment, I always thought she was one of the most beautiful, underrated beauties ever. Right. And she always seemed like such a sweet girl and everything. I loved her marriage to the pastor. Like, she seemed like, really happy and content. I was sad when they broke up, but I was happy that they continued to speak highly about one another. But when she started doing this, I lost a lot of respect for her. I don't like women who can overlook a man being violent towards other women. We're all in this together, ladies, and so to me, a man who can do that to a woman should be an ick, and he should be written off. He should be socially like ostracized for the rest of his life. And so just the fact that she would get in there and then clean up his image for him. And I'm sorry, like, this guy doesn't even like Black women. Like, why would you, like, what? He has never, ever that we know of had a Black girlfriend, and now all of a sudden that he needs saving, what is he doing? Please, hey Cammy, he found his Coretta. He found his Coretta after trying to find her within a Swedish woman. Lord, exactly. Like, why is there always a woman waiting in the cut to be the cleanup crew for a violent man? Like, it's so annoying. I thought this when Carucci got with Chris too, in the midst of his Rihanna thing, that there was wall-to-wall coverage on that. There was no way you didn't know about that. And you're accompanying him into court to support him after he was doing that to another woman. Like, what is wrong with these people? It is crazy.